It is impossible to completely remove coccidiosis from a farm environment, but it can be controlled, and on this video, I'm going to expose all about coccidiosis and ways you can reduce it to the barest minimum, and also how you can reduce the rate of infection in your beds. Don't also forget that coccidiosis, in this case which is the eggs, are able to withstand some disinfectant which we use in our poultry. This and more you should expect from this video. What's up my people, and welcome to Life of a Farmer Loaf. You can also follow me on my Facebook page at Life of a Farmer Loaf for regular updates. I remain your anchor, Ishokri of Okeronyi. You can call me Ovorons. On this channel, we discuss farming in details, how to grow your farm, challenges faced by farmers and how to control them. So ensure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get regular updates whenever I upload a new video. Don't forget to give this video a like, comment, and most importantly, share for others to benefit. Without wasting your time, let's dive into the main cocoa. Day-old chicks do not normally acquire passive immunity from the parent on coccidiosis, but efforts are being made to see how this is possible by scientists. Protecting your birds from a variety of disease will help you raise the most productive and healthy birds and make more profit. One of such diseases that can cripple your farm business is coccidiosis, and this is the #1 killer of young chicks. Coccidiosis is a common and sometimes deadly intestinal disease caused by a parasitic organisms that attach itself to a bird's intestinal lining. This parasite invasion will damage the intestinal tract and prevent the birds from absorbing nutrients vital to their survival and growth. Coccidiosis starts with an oocyst, which I will put as a microscopic egg that is passed through a bird's droppings. The oocyst can lay dormant in the soil for up to a year and doesn't become infectious not until the surrounding conditions support its survival. This disease thrives in wet litters, and areas around feeders and drinkers are the best places for this parasite, most especially if these areas are not cleaned and maintained properly. The oocysts or eggs are ingested by the bird, mostly through eating, drinking, or scratching the ground. Once inside the stomach of this bird, the stomach acids begin to break down the hard protective layer surrounding the oocyst, and then the oocyst now hatches and invades the cell lining of the bird's small intestine. After that, the oocyst goes through several stages and multiplies rapidly, rupturing the bowel cells as it continues to proliferate. Once this happens, the birds become carriers of various strains of the coccidiosis organisms, but not all the birds will become infected with the coccidiosis, and some will gain immunity. Coccidiosis can also be spread unknowingly by carrying the eggs of these parasites on your farm clothing or farm equipment such as shovel, brooms, footwears, and many others. In most cases, birds under 6 months of age are mostly susceptible to this disease since they haven't had time to develop a natural immunity. But adult birds can also be infected with this disease, and it can be passed on to other birds through their droppings. So now, let's discuss about the symptoms of coccidiosis. Coccidiosis develops quickly with an incubation period of 4 to 8 days. The symptoms may develop gradually or they will just appear suddenly. It is very common for you to see your birds very healthy today. By the next 24 hours, they become sick of coccidiosis. And before you could say Jack Robinson, mortality is everywhere. The most common symptoms of this disease is bloody stool or droppings. A very important point I want you to note here is that bloody stool is not always an indicator of coccidiosis infection. Your birds may also have brownish red in color droppings due to the normal shedding of cecal cells. This is normal. The only way you can know that the droppings is a sign of bird that is infected with coccidiosis is for a vet to come and check it, or a professional. Some of these symptoms of coccidiosis which you are likely going to see are watery diarrhea, weakness and listlessness, pale comb, or the skin will be pale. Then you notice that blood will be located at the vent of the bed. You also see that there is reduction in feed and water consumption. The feathers of the birds will be ruffled. You will see in older birds, you will see weight loss, and there will be slow growth rate in the young birds. Another very important point I want you to note is that not all birds will show the same symptoms, and also not all of these symptoms might be present in the affected birds. Now, how do we prevent coccidiosis? The first and the most important point is biosecurity and good practice based on current knowledge. Coccidia are almost universally present on all poultry farms, but the clinical disease only occurs when susceptible animals ingest a large number of sporulated eggs, which is the egg. So, control should be focused on preventing these birds from getting clinical coccidiosis, and this is where biosecurity comes to play, and I summarize them into 8 points. 1 is to maintain vigilance and treat as soon as the first symptoms are seen. Then 2, ensure that the litter is dry, especially around the feeders and drinkers, but not dusty, because once the litter is dusty, you are increasing cases of CROD, and avoid anything that will cause the wet litter. 3, keep different age of birds at separate pens. Then 4, ensure high standard of hygiene of personnel and farm workers. 5, keep litter dries around the drinkers and do not allow drinkers to overflow. Then 6, ensure good hygiene of feeding and drinking equipment. 7, keep raising the level of drinkers as the birds grow to reduce spillage. Then 8, vaccinate if the risk of the disease is very high. I think one more point I still need to add is that you should always provide clean and fresh water. For water not to become contaminated, make sure to clean the drinkers regularly. If it's possible, I will advise you to use nipple drinking system instead of the open drinkers. When you use nipple drinkers, there is a level of reduced water contamination provided the source of the water is safe. Also make sure that the feeding areas must be kept clean and dry to avoid the spread of many diseases and infections, including coccidiosis. Then, you should use medicated starter feed for your chicks. This is a very smart move. When you have unvaccinated chicks, they should be fed medicated starter feed that expose them to low levels of at least one strain of coccidiosis. Do not use medicated starter feed if your chicks have been vaccinated for coccidiosis, since the effect of the vaccine and medicated feed taken together will cancel each other, and this will leave your chicks unprotected. Another smart move to prevent coccidiosis is to provide probiotic supplements. By adding probiotic supplements to your chicks' water can help create the conditions for competitive exclusion. This is a process where the good bacteria compete for the resources of bad bacteria inside the gut, and this will now reduce the chances of infection with coccidiosis and improve immunity of other infections as well. I have series of videos about this, and I will drop the link in the description box and at the end screen. Do well to check them out. While there is no doubt that an outbreak of coccidiosis can be deadly to your flock, providing the best conditions for your birds and taking preventive action can go a long way towards keeping your birds healthy and productive, and this will increase your profit margin. The next step I want to talk about is to provide adequate spacing. Coccidiosis, as well as many other infections, spread quickly in overcrowded areas, so try as much as possible to provide adequate space and ventilation. Not just ventilation, but cross ventilation. If this is not done, you will notice frequent wet litters, and this is where coccidiosis thrives. One very easy and low-cost way to control coccidiosis is to use natural feed additives. A number of natural products or feedstuff have been tested and as anti-coccidia additives. Some of them I have also discussed about them, and I will drop the link in the description box. Do well to check them out, as they are very important and very effective. The last and a bonus tip is on drinkers. In order to keep the litters dry, pay special attention to areas around the drinkers and feeding trough can assist in reducing the oocyst sporulation. The location of drinkers in particular can be critical in the control of litter wetness. To achieve this, feeders and drinkers should be kept at a height that feces cannot contaminate them. Moreover, since older animals may produce very large number of oocysts that may be ingested by the young ones, it is best to keep the birds of the same age separate, and also raise the feeders and drinkers to the level that the birds will need to stretch to take a drink or to feed. I believe you've gotten tangible information from this video. Help me to grow my channel by simply subscribing and click the bell icon to get regular updates whenever I upload a new video. Don't forget to follow me on my Facebook page at Life of a Farmer Law for regular updates. You can also use the end screen showing right now to watch other interesting videos. Thanks and God bless. See you in my next video. Peace out.